can Seattle, with the Sam Darnold, win the Super Bowl? Because I've always taken the position, there's just no way I can see Sam Darnold hoisting the Lombardi. I cannot fathom it. I still believe that despite how different this year is and how it's just, you're not going to have these elite quarterbacks most of the way like we used to, or like we are used to. I feel like at some point your quarterback has to go out and win big games for you in adverse circumstances. And Sam Darnold has not been able to do that. Okay. With this, do we feel like maybe he's exercised the big game demons? It's not just beating the Rams, who have kind of been his Achilles heel, obviously, even going back to Minnesota, but it's the way the game played out. After Sam Darnold had the 2 interceptions, and the score's starting to get away, you're like, oh, well, typical Darnold game, kind of exactly what we expected. The Rams get after him, they fluster him, he starts making big mistakes, and the game goes away from him. And that's exactly the script that this game was taken. It's what a lot of us, myself, expected to happen. And same story we've read 1,000 times. And then the punt return from Rashid Shaheed. Punt return for the touchdown. You know, there's only like 8 minutes left in the football game. That completely flipped the momentum. It righted the ship. And something about that, it's like it made Sam Darnold calm down because he was starting to get, the happy feet, starting to hold on to the ball, force some things. The interceptions, the mistakes were piling up. It was just completely getting away from him. And Rashid Shaheed just gave him a lifeline. Said, hey, here's a chance. Just grab that. You're not out of it. You won't drown. We might not win, but we can, fight our way out of this. If you don't mind, please subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on a video. We're talking the NFL all season long. Back to the video. And I feel like, honestly, that punt return did a lot for his psyche. And it just made him kind of believe, okay, hey, we're all right. And he just slowed down and played football. So you hope that maybe like that could be a catalyst moving forward to where when he has those issues, he doesn't completely spiral. I'm not going to kill the guy if he's in a tough playoff game with a really good defense and he makes a mistake and throws an interception. Okay, that happens. Holds onto the ball too long, takes a sack. Everybody's going to make mistakes. It's the NFL. These are hard games to win. I understand all of that. What is aggravating about Sam Darnold, and the reason I've just never believed in him as a top-end guy, like a guy that can carry you to the promised land, is because it's never just, I made a bad interception or 2 bad interceptions, but then played well the rest of the game. It's, I played really well, mistake, and then nosedive. Like, as soon as he starts to unravel, it just goes, and the team unravels with him. It's like he freaks out. This is the first time I've seen him completely bounce back from that. So, assuming that has fixed something in him, when he faces adversity in the playoffs, can he just slow down and go back on track? And can the team help him? Because I really don't think that happens without the Rashid Shaheed punt return. I don't think Sam Darnold just gets the ball back and drives downfield and scores a touchdown. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think that's the way the game was going. So credit to the team. Obviously, McDonald has done an incredible job there. Seattle, a great football team, a great defense. JSN, one of the best receivers in the league. They're having an incredible season. And this was such a big win, too. Not just for the psyche of Sam Darnold, and honestly, probably for the psyche of Seattle fans, because if I'm talking about this, then Seattle fans know the issues and they feel them with Sam Darnold. So it's got to feel good for them to kind of take a breath and be like, okay, he can win a tough game when things aren't going his way. But take that away. This was such a huge game for the division and for the 1 seed. Obviously, we still got 2 weeks left, but right now, Seattle is just in control of the 1 seed. So the Rams, who have had such a great season, even in this game, Stafford throws for 450 yards and 3 touchdowns because of this. Now that's the difference from having a bye week and then getting home field advantage through the playoffs to having to go to Philadelphia and face the Eagles in the wild card round. Now, the Rams put up a really good fight against the Eagles, but they would much rather be sitting on the couch watching everybody else play and then go play in SoFi on divisional weekend. So this was a huge game, assuming things hold and Seattle secures the 1 seed. This was a big statement, and it's going to be an advantage for them in the playoffs to be playing at home and to have that bye. I still think the Rams are the best team in the NFC. I'm not going to get off of that. Stafford's the MVP, obviously. Let's not even argue about that. I believe they can do it. Even if the Rams have to go as the 5 seed and go to Philly. I believe in them. But, Seattle has put themselves in a very nice position, and wouldn't shock me if we end up with a rematch between these two teams down the line.